like to go to the movies. I see everything when it comes out. I don't watch DVDs. Or they send me free porn now. They do, and I write thank you notes. See, that's what my mother taught me. Thank you for sending me Schindler's Fist.
Well, speaking of porn, how do you come up with your ideas for them? What's your writing style?
Well, I write everywhere. I wrote this morning here, wherever I am, I do. Well, I'm writing a book now, but...
so you write about the rain, or...?
No, I didn't write about what's happening here. I mean, I read 6 newspapers every morning. This is the only problem I couldn't live here. You can't get the New York Post here. It's the only city you can on the West Coast find it. Maybe, I just don't know where yet. To cop.
So which 6 do you read?
Oh, at home I read the Baltimore Sun, the Washington Post, the USA Today, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, New York Post, and New York Daily News. So just to get me some ideas in the morning. And I talk about this later, but with my show tonight, I'm double-upping my jokes here. But the best ever New York Post headline was this year when Ike Turner died, and the headline was Ike beats Tina to death. You can't have a Pulitzer sometimes.
So, moving into your writing and the characters that you create, they're often backwards, or they have odd sexual fetishes, murder other people, and they're often revolting, but somehow they're always likable.
Yeah, they're joyous about it. Yeah, I like all my characters. I don't make fun of them. I look up to them, their freedom and their dementia, and basically. All the people, I think of the characters first, always. And one critic who gave me a bad review once said that my plots were mere clotheslines to hang my filthy ideas. Which I thought was kind of nice. But I think of the characters first, and they're easy for me. It's always easy to think of characters. But then the plot is the hardest, and the plot is what makes a hit movie. What they always say, the cliche is the first 10 pages of your script get it made with money people, and the last 10 pages are what makes it a hit with the audience. That's why all music on closing credits is upbeat, because when you're walking up the aisles, they want you to say to your friend, I liked it. Because that's where word of mouth starts. So you never hear downbeat again. It's like, so just to put people in a good mood, so they say, I liked it.
I'm going to go back to See Something You Invented, and it's interesting. It's got a wide reaction from people. Someone called it a satirical look at cinema terrorism and guerrilla filmmaking, and then someone else called it the tenderest love letter to cinema ever.
A what?
Someone else called it the tenderest love letter to cinema.
Well, I read all the good reviews twice, the bad ones once, and I never look at them again, actually. But that's nice.
Was it your intent? What was the intent, though? Was it to sort of...
The intent of all my movies is to surprise you and to make you laugh at things that maybe you weren't funny. Because humor is political. If you get somebody to laugh, they'll listen to what you have to say. And to me, I've always been interested in terrorism in a way. Always people that are so crazy that they go to those lengths. They always think they're right. I mean, they'll go to heaven in their particular religion, because as long as you believe you're right. So I'm always fascinated in things that there's no fair answer, and things that I don't understand, and it keeps my interest forever. If it's easy to understand, I'm not that interested in it, but people's behavior has always been my main interest and obsession.
And it was also pretty shocking that when the characters they're shooting with blanks, all of a sudden the police show up and they just start shooting them in the head and actually kill them.
Well, they got in the way of their shot. I mean, there's some reasons that people have to die. And it's hard enough to get a budget, and what do? Let them make the movie.
And do you feel like this was your...
You didn't have a permit, but, some things. Well, I'm not saying I would do it in real life. I'm saying figuratively, I understand killing, that you can't get a movie made. I don't mean it for real.
But now it seems like the Maryland, the film commission involved, they just let you do it. You just sort of, oh, it's John. We're just.
Well, they do. The film commissioner was in the movie, and they let themselves be parodied in it. Very much. Yeah, a little bit. I have cinematic immunity. That's what I call it. When they just knock on people's doors. Okay, move your car. Why? because he's making a movie that he's paid for. You know, it is amazing that you're allowed to do that. Tell people to get out of their house and stuff. So I can make money.
Because
It doesn't seem fair really to the people. I would say no, but people don't. They
so
always
you don't
say,
get arrested anymore.
no, I don't. Well, no, and I don't miss that. You know, when I got arrested for making movies, I didn't plan it, but it was good for you. I don't trust anybody that hasn't been arrested once. It's part of growing up. You need to be in jail once. I like jail still. I visit friends in jail. It's comforting.
Was Cecil B. Demented a bigger budget movie for you? I mean, it was like an action film, it had chase scenes, it seemed like it seemed like this bigger Hollywood style.
It wasn't that big. I think the biggest budget I ever had was Serial Mom. That was the only time I really probably had enough money to make the movie. Cecil B. Demented was not surprisingly financed totally with French money. It was no money from America would finance that. And it was Canal Bleu, and they used to be a little more radical on the directors they picked, and they were lovely. And the French have always been good to me, and Cannes, it was shown in Cannes, it was a selection. And the French have always liked weird filmmakers, and they're right, Jerry Lewis is good.
Speaking of Serial Mom, do you have any good Kathleen Turner stories?
Well, she just put a book out. She's got plenty of it in there herself. She tells any. I don't have to tell so many. But last summer at the Provincetown Film Festival, she was the guest of honor, and we showed Serial Mom at the drive-in, and we had a fancy, you know, like sort of like a joke. Like people paid all this money to come drink champagne in the concession stand, and we had to give a speech in the rain. And we were sitting there, and I'm watching Serial Mom smoking a joint, and she's having a drink, and we're watching in the car in the pouring rain, watching Serial Mom, which was a good moment.
And didn't you have, at least for a while, you taught people that were in prison, and so you actually had some extras that had gotten out?
Well, I had one extra in Serial Mom that did kill 2 other people. Yeah, I'm mad about that. I didn't get him out, but we call him Serial Extra. Yeah. He did. But most of the ones I taught that got out are doing very well. Yeah. Just the one I put in the movie didn't. But, well, yes, he killed 2 people after he killed one. Yeah, the grand jury seized all my letters to him, and I kept saying to the grand jury, he's not cute. I know that's what you think. I would have thought that too, but he wasn't. It wasn't that. And they looked really surprised when I said that to him. To the prosecutor.
I'm going to go back to Cecil B. Demented, and there's a scene in the film where there's a book on David Lean, and you basically shoot it.
Yeah,
like,
I hate David Lean.
Why?
Tyranny of good taste.
Has he always bothered you?
Yeah, I always hate every one of his movies really a lot. And I know, I hate Katharine Hepburn too. And I know.
What about him do you hate?
Oh, just the long, sweeping shots of beauty.
And Katharine Hepburn?
I hate her because she's humor impaired, you know? Yeah, I don't like her either. But, you know, she doesn't care. Neither does he. I'm sure they're not upset even if they were alive. They'd be glad I hate them.
Speaking of hate, what about, well, this is actually not about hate, but your relationship with Patty Hearst? She's been in
I
so many
love
of your...
Patty Hearst. Patricia Hearst. Patty Hearst was her victim name.
She was in Friday, Serial Mom Peckers.
Yeah, and Cecil B. Demented, she plays the mother of a kidnapped victim, which was really bizarre. After we did the shot, she said, did my mother say those exact words? I said, I wouldn't do that. So, I adore Patricia. She's a very good friend. I think she's a good comedian. I'm still very good friends with her. She's certainly a very valued member of our repertory group. And I think she basically, who wants to be a famous victim? She did the same thing Tracy Lords did and Johnny Depp did with me. It was basically they had an image that they didn't like, and you play that image and you make fun of it, and nobody can use it against you. Patricia Hearst never signed autographs until after she made a movie with me. Who wants to be a famous victim? It's like being the Lindbergh baby.